Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of 16 November 2023. Thursday night, 9 o'clock. Time for a knife sale on the TheApostleP channel. And a knife sale is exactly what we have. I think there are only 38 shopping days left till Christmas. In that interest, I got your back. 45 items up for sale tonight. Before we get into the meat of the sale, let's do a little bit of housekeeping as usual. First up, I need you to be familiar with and agreeable to the terms of the sale. I'm going to post them on the screen for you in just a moment. I will also print them in the description in long form so you can read them at your leisure. If you're new to this weekly sale, please be agreeable to and familiar with the terms of the sale. They will make your purchase experience go much more smoothly as they sort of explain how things work. In that interest, also in the description, you're going to see 3 links to previous videos at the very top of the description. And the very first one is called A Primer for Buyers. That's a 38-minute expanded explanation of the terms of the sale. Kind of describes the philosophy behind why we do the things we do on this weekly sales event. So please watch that if you're new. The second link listed will be to my FAQs for Consignors video. That'll be especially pertinent if you are interested in using this weekly sales event to move along some of your knife collection. It explains how everything works from the consignor's perspective. The third link, as always, is to my rates and services video for the TheApostleP Knife Service, the original precision sharpening service for the online knife community. And then at the very bottom of the description, you're going to see the list of tonight's sale inventory, complete with timestamps on the left, pricing on the right. In that pricing column, you'll generally see 2 numbers. The price to the left of the slash is the price of your knife as shown in the video. The price on the right as sharpened by the TheApostleP Knife Service. And I will be doing next day sharpening for the first 4 knives purchased to be sharpened tonight. If you fall outside that first 4, expect your sharpened knife to ship in less than 4 weeks. So not a big deal. If you see the word sold in lieu of pricing in that far right column, the knife you're looking at has already been bought and paid for by its new owner, so no need to send any inquiries or I'll take it messages for anything marked sold. Those things are done deals. Okay, I think that's about it for the housekeeping. Let's get the terms up on the screen for you, then we'll be right back with the sale inventory. Here are the terms. All right, let's get to it, shall we? First up, we got some leftovers from last week to work through and some screaming deals on them. The first among them is this. This is a flashlight from Laulima Metalcraft. It is the Ion Slim light. Comes in this canvas pouch. Nice lining. You're going to get a light. You're going to get a certificate of authenticity. This light made December 29th of 21. It is the Ion Slim. Comes with a 219C 4K emitter, an H17 FX driver, reflector optic, mineral crystal, and a 14500 rechargeable lithium battery. What about the light? Well, here it is. we've got a pocket clip with a little ceramic ball. We have a storm gray Cerakoted aluminum barrel, 4 3/16 inches of overall length. It is a tail cap clicky switch that does have a momentary feature. We're not sure what the lumen output is on this life. I couldn't find it on the website, but apparently they're pretty sought after. These things sell brand new for $385 web retail. We ran this one last week at $275, dropped it to $240 for the weekend. You'll see some scuffs on the clip. Other than that, it's pretty much like new. So it didn't sell at $275 or $240. Let's go $210 this week. No need to sharpen on the Laulima Metalcraft Ion Slim Light. Next up, got one from Civivi, and the label is kind of hard to read, but it says it's the C907T-B Elementum, and it is in copper. Very cool little knife, guys. Solid copper scales with kind of a black antique satin finish. Pocket clip will be right hand only, deep carry tip up. It is a ball bearing flipper. No, it is not. It's a phosphor bronze washer flipper. Tumbled DLC Tonto blade in D2, 2 7/8 in length, 4-inch handle. Rock solid lockup. Silky smooth washer action. And let's see, centering I think is dead down the middle. Great great flipping action on washers. Great knife. It is like new in the box. Price of these web retail $68. We ran ours last week at $50, didn't sell, dropped it to $40 for the weekend. It is like new in box, and you get to buy it this week for $30, like it is. $60 with an TheApostleP Edge. Don't look for a Saturday price drop. I think if it doesn't sell at $30, it'll become a stocking stuffer at the Bixby family Christmas. That's the Civivi Elementum in copper. Next up, another from Civivi. That's kind of a boogered label, but I can tell you what it is. It's the C2020 DS-1 Pintail with the G10 carbon fiber composite or laminated scales and a Damascus blade. Kind of sexy, don't you think? Yeah, so I got a 3-inch blade, a 3 7/8 handle, pocket clip, deep carry tip up, reversible for left or right hand carry, stainless steel liner lock, and this is a ball bearing flipper. Or you can use the thumb studs. How about that? There is your lock engagement. It's rock solid. Centering is dead down the middle. Condition like new in the box. Web retail for this knife, brand new, $77. We ran this one at $60 last week, dropped it to $50 for the weekend. Let's go $40 this week. $65 with an TheApostleP Edge. That is the Civivi Pintail carbon fiber in Damascus. Next up, we're taking a little trip to Oregon City for a Benchmade black class. This is the 407 SBK Vallation, designed by Butch Baton. It is a beautiful aluminum scaled, heavy stainless steel liner, axis assist tactical folder. So it's an axis lock mechanism with a spring assist and a spine safety. Forward position locks the knife. Cannot open. Pull it back and just touch the stud and out she flies on a spring assist mechanism. The blade, a beautiful swedge drop point. In S30V, we got 3 5/8 inches of blade length, combo edge, black coated. Rock solid lockup. Perfect centering. Got a carbide glass breaker on the back, parkerized Emerson clip, ambidextrous tip up. We'll call this near mint in box. These are discontinued, not of stock. When they were available, they were $238, Benchmade map pricing. We ran this one last week at $180, no takers, dropped it to $150 for the weekend. It's still here. Somebody gets a buy. This one's going to be $130 this week. Like it is, $150 with an ApostleP edge. That's the Benchmade 407 SBK Vallation. Next up, another black class Benchmade. This one is the 5500 Auto Mini Presidio. So this is going to have the black hard anodized aluminum scales with the super aggressive texture pattern. This has got the painted Emerson style Benchmade clip, ambidextrous tip up. This is an auto axis knife with spine safety. You just pull back the axis bar and out she flings. I got a 154 cm blade, a super fine shimmery bead blast over that factory satin. Mel Pardue is the designer. Rock solid lockup. Beautiful centering. It might favor the left very slightly. And the action is snappy. Just a little grubby, you know, just a little bit of debris embedded in that black anodized coating, but very squared away knife. The blade is 2 15/16 in length, handle 4 1/8. We'll call it excellent to near mint in box. The blade has been touched up. These are discontinued and out of stock. We ran this one at $160 last week, no takers, dropped it to $135 for the weekend, still here. Let's go $120 like it is this week. $145 with an ApostleP edge, and you get a disco ball lanyard bead in gold. I know it's tacky, but it's hilarious. That is the Benchmade 5500 Mini Auto Presidio. Next up, it's Hinderer time, boys. It is indeed. So, this knife's going to come in a Hinderer box. It says it is a 3-inch XM18 translucent green scale slicer profile. It's going to come with some bright standoffs and screws, some copper, so you can accessorize to your heart's content. I don't think I showed those last week, but I did mention them in the price drop video. So here's the knife, the Jade G10. It does come with an extra black scale if you'd like to go that way. So stonewashed everything in bright hardware as configured. Nice action for a pre-tri-way knife. Rock solid lockup, engaged there. Centering down the middle. Really nice flipping action. And that slicer blade. Condition on this one will be near mint in box, extra hardware, extra scale. We ran this last week at $385, got no takers, dropped it to $350 for the weekend. This week, let's go $325 with the extra hardware, $350 if you like it with my edge. That is the Hinderer XM18 3-inch slicer. Next up, more Hinderer. This one is an XM18 3-inch Wharncliffe with an OD green scale. Just a super cool looking knife. And bronze hardware installed. Great looking OD green G10. This one takes a little more effort to flip than the slicer, as adjusted. There we go. It is an S35 Wharnie. There's your lock engagement. And there's your centering. Pretty dead. Condition on this one will be near mint in box. I called the action meh. But other than that, totally squared away. We ran this one last week at $385. Dropped it to $350 for the weekend. You get a heck of a deal on these Teflon washer XM18s, I'm telling you. And this week, $295. Like it is $320 with an ApostleP edge. The XM18 3-inch Wharnie from Hinderer. Next up, got a couple leftover Microtechs coming. First of which is this one. The 142-12 DBK Combat Troodon double-edged with distressed black handle and the apocalyptic finish on the blade and the hardware. A super cool Microtech. We got a 3 7/8 double-edged dagger blade serrated on the top, plain on the bottom. We've got a 5 5/16 handle capped off with the glass breaker on the clip nut. There is your distressed finish. Firm button. It is reliable, but it takes a lot of effort to open and close. More to close than to open. Let's see. We ran this last week at $425. These are out of stock at $560. We dropped it to $385 for the weekend. It's still here. Let's go $350 on the Microtech 142-12 DBK Combat Troodon. And no need to sharpen. Next up, same model, different trim, shall we say. Also a Microtech, and it's got the old style label on it. But it is a 142-1BL Combat Troodon double-edged blue handle DLC blade. I'm not sure if these TrackTech appliques are factory or if they were added, but I think they help. So anyway, same 5 5/16 handle. This one hard anodized in blue. This has got a plain edge double edge blade, two-tone DLC with satin flats in 204P steel. Firm button action, but super strong deployment. Condition on this one will be near mint in box. These are out of stock at $550 web retail. We ran this one at $425 last week. It's went down to $395 for the weekend. Still here. Let's go $350. No need to sharpen. That's the 142-1BL Combat Troodon double-edged in blue and DLC. Next up, got one from LTK. Love them knives. This is his Rezult. Super good looking knife. Kind of an acid stonewash set of titanium scales, red G10 inlaid. Looks beautiful. It is a button lock mechanism and a ball bearing flipper. Gorgeous clip point blade. A little bit of a nod to the long pull on a traditional. Maybe you could call that a fuller. Great little sharpening choil. Does that facilitate a front finger? Barely. A little run of jimping on the spine. Blade length is 3.5 inches. This material is CPM 20 CV. 4 5/8 inches a handle. Pocket clip is going to be reversible. Tip up deep carry. Ball bearing mechanism is gorgeous. Great detent for a button lock. Condition will be near mint, and it's wearing a polished edge, so no need to sharpen. These are $245 web retail. We ran this one last week at $200, which I thought was a pretty good buy for one that's already been sharpened well, but it didn't sell. We dropped it to $175 for the weekend. Still here. Let's go $160. Like it is, no need to sharpen on the LTK Rezult. Next up, a fixed blade from Svord, S-V-O-R-D, made in New Zealand. How about that? So here's your package. It is a big knife. It comes in a big leather sheath. So you can either wear this on the belt with the cross strap. You can also stuck it between your pants and your belt using this dog. Here's the knife. This kind of looks like an American pig hunting knife, but it's not. It is a false edge up top. Super cool looking blade, don't you think? So it's a high carbon tool steel called EN45. I'm not sure if this is some kind of a differential heat treat or if they just sort of flamed the flats for effect. I do not know. Nice deeply stamped maker's mark. Full convex ground to the edge. Blade length is 8 1/4. The handle is 4 3/4, and the wood is Venga wood, W-E-N-G-E. Using those LT Wright style Corby bolts. The brass female and the steel male. They look very cool when they're finished. Great looking wood. Looks like a carbon steel crossguard. Let's see. These are discontinued, not out of stock. When they were available, they were $250 web retail. We ran this one last week at $195, didn't sell. Dropped it to $175 for the weekend. It's still here. Let's go $155 like it is. $190 if you would like an Apostle P edge on this beast. That's the Svord von Tempsky Fighter from New Zealand. Yes, sirree, Bob. Next up, we got one from Tops. It will not fit in the frame. It is the Viax from Tops. Let's see. I always try to cut myself when I'm taking the sheath off and putting it on, but we'll try not to today. Wow. So here we go. It is a big hunk of 1075 steel. Got a little cranium spike on the back, and then we have a big old hatchet. This one is wearing an Apostle P edge, by the way. We got a crinkle-coated milled axe. Beautiful step milling. And then I've got black linen micarta with red liners and these O-rings for grip. Got a bow drill divot. Got a little lanyard tied. Dimensions 5 5/16 tip to tip on the main cutting blade, 8 7/16 from the end of the spike to the belly, and then the handle is 12 from about here to the back, right? Condition on this will be near mint, no box, with an Apostle P edge. They are available new for $240 with a pretty dull edge. This one we ran last week for $195, shipped priority mail. It didn't sell. Ran it down to $175 for the weekend. It's still here. This week, $155, shipped priority mail. And it takes a big box. That is the Tops 21-540 Viax with an Apostle P edge. Alrighty then, on to the fresh stuff. We're going to kind of stick with the fixed blades for a minute here. This one from Bark River. A super cool knife. It's the Forest Scandi with carbon fiber bolster and emerald pine cone handle. Check this baby out. A rather basic leather Bark River sheath. Can be carried scout, can be carried vertical. You got a fire steel loop and a little tooled outline for interest. Here is the knife. So this is basically a Bark River Puukko, and it is a first production run knife. Blade steel is going to be CPM 3V. The beautiful Bark River Scandi Vex grind, and this is ground beautifully. There's your carbon fiber bolster, red spacer, and that gorgeous emerald green pine cone with brass pin and lanyard tube. So that is a pine cone, an actual pine cone that is immersed in acrylic and then finished. Isn't it beautiful? And oh, does it work in the hand. Blade length 3 11/16. Handle 4 13/16. It is like new in box and unobtainium. Can't find these new, can't find them used. Your price on this one, in a spectacular handle, $250, like it is $275. If you'd like an Apostle P edge on it, not a bad idea. The Bark River Forest Scandi. Next up, got one from Tops. Speaking of Puukkos, we have Tops's take on the Scandinavian pattern. Comes in a beautiful fold-over bushcraft style sheath. Here is the knife. Lashable, if you'd like to use it as a spear. So this has got a flat saber grind, grinder satin, sort of an acid stonewash flat. Blade steel on this one is $10.95. 3 9/16 blade, 4 1/8 handle. Brass screws, bow drill divots. Natural canvas micarta with some orange liners. Beautiful in the hand. It is the Tanimboca Puukko. And I believe this has already got my edge on it. It sure does. So let's see, you can buy this knife brand new on Amazon for $120, but it won't have my edge, and let's face it, guys, Tops factory edges, not the best. You'd want to sharpen it anyway. I already did. Your price on this one? $95. Near mint, no box, no need to sharpen. The Tops Tanimboca Puukko with an Apostle P edge. Next up, another fixed blade. Another smallish one, this one from Fiddleback Forge, wearing a stunning leather sheath, a deep brown stitching, black finished waxed edges. This one will also be able to be carried scout or vertical. Inside is the Fiddleback Forge patch knife. Just a great EDC fixed blade, A2 steel, spalted flat, 3 1/8" blade, 4 1/8" handle, black and red liners, and then that double wall lanyard tube. The handle material is layered black, brown, and maybe green canvas micarta. Has sort of a snakeskin appearance. Super cool. Condition will be near mint, no box. These are out of stock. When they were available, they would have been $303 web retail. And this, by the way, is, if we look at the spine etch, Fiddleback by A.R. Andy Roy. Not an apprentice-made knife. This is an Andy-made knife. Your price $225 like it is, $250 if you'd like it with an Apostle P edge. The patch knife from Fiddleback Forge. Next up, it is light time. So I'm going to show you these together. They'll be listed separately with the same timestamp in your inventory. These are both Olight S2R Baton 2 Ti limited edition lights. Okay, one in Courage Blue and one in Freedom Rainbow. I'm going to put the blue one back. and then we'll go over the rainbow one with you. What do you got here? 3 15/16 inches of overall length. Beautiful checkered barrel. Large single emitter. 18650 battery. USB rechargeable. In the box there will be a USB charging cable and a lanyard, and the charging system is magnetic on the tail. The button is right up there where your hand wants it. At full power, these make 1150 lumens. You've got the two-way clip, so it can be pocket or the bill of your cap. And these are unobtainium in this limited anodized titanium version. You can't buy them anywhere that I could find, but you can buy either one of these. The Courage Blue or the Freedom Rainbow, $75, shipped priority mail. No need to sharpen. Next up, it is scale time for your Spyderco Shaman. You get a baggie, and you get, by way of Cerberus, a gorgeous pair of Shaman scales. Notice, this will change the profile of your Shaman just a little bit. And because of that Strider-esque butt end, your pocket clip will not screw into the factory Shaman liners. It will screw into this anodized titanium backspacer. Only one scale is drilled, but since your threads are in the backspacer, you can easily, if you're a lefty, drill your other scale, right? And the pattern on these is fish scale, and it's OD canvas micarta. Let's see, these scales would have sold for $95 plus the backspacer. I'm not sure what the backspacer costs, but I'm going to say they're like new and baggy. And this whole setup can be yours for $85, shipped priority mail. Pretty cool. No need to sharpen, by the way. That's the Cerberus scales for Spyderco Shaman. Turning the page now. Oh. Next up, we have one from Hinderer, but not a knife. This is the old investigator pen. It is. In copper. Just so you know, the pointy glass breaker or skull crusher is in this little baggie, which originally housed this flat end piece. And it looks like it took a pair of pliers to tighten down because it's a little scratched up right there. Anyway, you got a copper body, and in its stowed length, it's 4 3/16. If you unscrew the cap and then replace it on the end, that makes your overall length 4 7/16. I didn't look at the refill. It's probably a Fisher Space Pen. It's definitely medium black. It's got a little carry patina going on. Looks beautiful, doesn't it? $80 web retail plus whatever the flat end cost. Yours for $55, shipped priority mail. That is the Hinderer Investigator Pen in copper. Next up, it's Victorinox time, and this first knife, super cool. It's a Victorinox hiker in maroon canvas micarta with the Swiss Army cross lightly milled into the micarta right there. So let's check out your tool set. Main spear, secondary pen, saw, little screwdriver can opener, big screwdriver, wire cutter. On the back, Phillips, no pin. And then we've got the awl with sewing eye, toothpick, tweezer, split ring. Condition on this will be near mint, no box. I found this in green, I believe, in stock at some website for $70 brand new. This one can be yours, shipped priority mail, $50 like it is, $85 I sharpen both blades. The Victorinox Hiker in Terro Tough. I'm sorry, not Canvas Micarta, Terro Tough. Next up, we've got the knife everybody needs. If you don't have one, just buy this. It's a Tinker, 91 millimeters, red scales, split ring, Phillips, sewing eye on the awl, little screwdriver can opener, big screwdriver wire cutter, whoops, spear main, pen secondary, toothpick and tweezers. Very near mint, no box. You can buy this brand new for $31 on Amazon. You're going to pay some sales tax, or just $25 all in, shipped priority mail. If you want my edge on it, it's $60 for both blades sharpened. That's the Victorinox Tinker. We got Christmas stocking stuffers extraordinaire, don't we? Next up, in our last Vic, Victorinox Farmer X in red A-locks. So it's a Farmer with red A-locks, 93 millimeters, biggin. I got a main spear. I have an awl, and it's an X. What does X mean, Rob? Well, let's see. I think X means X. Scissors on a Farmer. Yeah, buddy. And check it out, you still get a saw. Nothing on the back. Split ring. What a gorgeous knife. What a functional, gorgeous knife. Let's see. I found these in stock at some website for $74 brand new. Probably have to pay sales tax, maybe some postage. Or just buy this one. Near mint, no box. $60 all in, shipped priority mail. $85 I sharpen the main blade. The Victorinox Farmer X in red A-locks. Next up, our lone Great Eastern Cutlery offering in tonight's sale. This one from the Northfield Unexcelled collection. It is a number 87 English Jack, model 871223, in smooth dyed camel bone. This is a large knife, about the same size as a 64 Babylon Hill or a 65 Ben Hogan, meaning it is 4 7/16 inches in closed length. Look at that camel bone. It's absolutely stunning. Then we got a cloud shield. I have chamfered tail caps with the Unexcelled stamp. I have double line, pinched, and rat tail bolsters a la Washington Jack. I've got a main clip point, long pull cut swedge, Northfield etch. This has got a little patina, which I'm not generally a patina guy, but you know, somehow it all works, doesn't it? Yeah. And then you got a big long usable pen blade. Walk and talk is stupendous on both blades. Centering is, I'm going to say, very close, but not quite perfect. 7.5 would be your pull weight. Near mint, in tube, patina main noted. They're of course out of stock. I couldn't find any sold listings on eBay, but there are 2 of these. Current listings on eBay. Buy it now is for $305. You can have this one at $250 all in, shipped priority mail. $285 with an ApostleP edge. Guys, don't make me do something stupid and keep it and flitz it, because It needs to go to somebody who's going to appreciate the camel bone with the patina. It's just beautiful. Beautiful. The 87 English Jack. Oh, yeah. Okay. Next up, from the Sublime to the Rough Rider. I got a Rough Rider Reserve RRR001, Easy Open, and Razor, which Razor's a bad name. They should call it a one-arm knife, right? You snag that on the seam of your pants, you know, thusly. Anyway, but it's also got an easy open notch. So it's kind of a standard jack, right? Blue denim micarta scale. Arrow shield. I don't believe they give royalties to J. Rao for that, but they're in China. They don't care. Lined stainless steel bolster. Brass liners. Overall length 3 15/16. 7 pull, maybe 6.5. Beautiful walk and talk. Centering will be off to the right as you're looking at it. Condition will be like new in the box. Now, all the American websites are out of these. I found a website in Germany that has them for $45 plus international postage. This one you can have for $40, priority mail paid, all in, and $60 if you'd like it with my edge on it. The Rough Rider Reserve RRR001 EO Razor. Next up, we got one from our buddy Ben Belkin. Jack Wolf Knives. Modern interpretation, timeless design. I think all Jack Wolf knives come in these gorgeous split grain leather slips. This one's no exception. The knife inside is the laid back Jack. Black canvas micarta covers, integral titanium liners and bolsters. Wharncliffe blade in M390. The closed length is 3 5/8. These are a full height hollow ground blade with a beautiful swedge nail nick, or you can just pinch them. Pull weight on this one, I'm going to say 7 on the first leg and then 7.5 on the second leg. Walk and talk are beautiful. Centering is perfect. Condition, I will say near mint in box. I don't think I found a mark on it. Maybe a tiny, I don't know, maybe. These are available web retail at your favorite internet purveyor of knives for $300, or you can just buy this one. All in, shipped priority mail, $200, $225 with my edge. The Jack Wolf laid back Jack. Next up, we have a black sleeve that's encasing a box that says Peña X Series. The knife inside is the Barlow front flipper in green micarta with the clip point blade. Just a handsome little package, don't you think? We'll call this a bolster lock knife in titanium. Milled titanium right-hand tip-up clip, titanium backspacer, titanium liners bolsters, and a steel-inserted titanium bolster lock. It is a front flipper. I think I can flip this one, I think. Come on, Rob. Look at that, he did it! All right, M390 blade. Luscious clip point. Luscious. 2 7/8 inches of blade, 3 3/4 inches of handle. It is a ball bearing pivot. Centering is dead down the middle. Oh, there is your lock engagement. Lockup is dead rock solid. Totally squared away. We'll call it near mint in box. These are out of stock. When they were last available, they were $274 web retail. Let's do $195 on this one. $225 with an ApostleP edge. The Peña X Series Barlow front flipper. Next up, we have a special case in a special case. Why special? Well, because Tony Bose designed it. That's why. This is the Case Bose TBEX 1028 SS Teardrop. What a stunner. Giraffe bone covers. No shield. Beautiful, beautiful set of giraffe bone. Nickel silver bolsters and end caps, double X deeply stamped into the bolster. Brass liners. And that tribal spear blade that I got all fingerprinted up. There we go. There we go. We got 3 9/16 inches of closed length. Pull weight of 6. Perfect walk and talk. Centering is close, but a little off to the right. We'll call it near mint in box. These are out of stock new. I found one sold listing on eBay that did 150 bucks. This one can be yours. 130 like it is. 150 with an ApostleP edge. That's the Case Bose TBEX 1028 SS Teardrop. Next up, got one from Tactile. Comes in a cute little box. There's a card inside. You know, it is the Rockwall thumb stud. Beautiful little package, don't you think? Finely milled titanium scales. Deep carry tip up right hand clip. Thumb stud actuation. Beautifully sculpted thumb studs, by the way. Ball bearing pivot. Great detent. Snaps out with authority. Blade steel is 20 CV. Blade length 3 inches. Handle length 4 inches. Stainless steel liner lock. Engaging thusly. Lockup is rock solid. Action is sublime. Centering is perfect. We'll call it near mint in box. I think I detected that it's been touched up. So I believe you can buy these brand new for $2.99. But they're in Magna Cut, so even though this is kind of a hot little knife, let's do $225 on this one. $260 with an ApostleP edge. That's the Tactile Rockwall thumb stud. Next up, we have one from the Beg Knives Steelcraft series. The knife is the Mini Glimpse with a beautiful set of handle scales. So they're OD Green G10 with carbon fiber inlaid seamlessly and beautifully. You got your gear pattern titanium back spacer. Satin finished milled titanium pocket clip, right hand tip up, ceramic ball retention. This is the Mini Glimpse with that spear point blade, perforated fuller, black in the fuller, satin everywhere else. Ball bearing pivot, stainless steel liner lock. I'm sorry, titanium liner lock. Superb flipping action, rock solid lockup. Perfect centering. Blade length is 2 15/16, handle 4 1/8. We'll call it near mint in box. These are out of stock. I did find a European website that has them available for 385 euros. This one can be yours. $250 like it is. $275 with an ApostleP edge. That's the Mini Glimpse green and carbon fiber from Beg Steelcraft. Next up, another one from the Beg Steelcraft series. I don't know what that means, but I can tell you this. It is a all titanium mini bodega with the two-tone finish. Look at that. Ouch. Beautiful checkered backspacer with gear pattern on the back. Cracked ice in black. Milled titanium pocket clip. Ceramic ball retention, standoffs in the back. gorgeous knife. Steel inserted titanium frame lock. Look at the screw ends, beautifully finished, holding that insert in. Ball bearing flipper. Actually, not ball bearings, but ceramic IKBS ball bearings. Two-tone blade. I do not know the steel. I think it's S35VN. Blade lengths 2 15/16, handle 4 1/8. Lockup is there. It is rock solid. Action is dead smooth. IKBS centering's perfect. We'll call it near mint in box. These are discontinued, not a stock. When they were available, they were $4.50 web retail. I think this is a Rayot, like OG version of the Steelcraft, I think. But they would have been $4.50 brand new web retail. Let's do this one at $2.90 like it is. $3.15 with an TheApostleP edge. Bag Steelcraft Mini Bodega, all titanium two-tone. Next up, we have a knife from a maker I'm not familiar with. A Purvis Blades. The knife inside the box is the Primordial in Stonewash. There's a pouch inside the box. Here's Adam Purvis's card from Dallas, Georgia. And here is the Primordial. Pretty good looking little knife. Carbon fiber scales, slotted handle, titanium frame lock, all in a tumbled DLC. Frame, clip, and blade. Now, the opening mechanism is just that slot, but it is on ball bearings. Okay. Blade length, 3 3/16. Pretty good looking little clip point. Handle, 4 1/8. Rock solid lockup, engaged thusly. Super smooth ball bearing action. Perfect centering. Milled titanium right hand tip up clip. We'll call it near mint in box. These are they're not discontinued, but they are out of stock. When they were available, they had a web retail of $2.49. Let's do $1.95 on this one. $2.25 with an TheApostleP edge. It's the A Purvis Primordial. Next up, we have one from MKM, Maniago Knife Makers. So this is the Mini Flame, or the MKM Flame, model MKFL01-FCT. So it's a little slim gent's knife. There's your marbled carbon fiber. Kind of proprietary, but still usable hardware, right? You can get a slotted screwdriver in there. Blue pivot collars. Milled blue right-hand tip-up titanium pocket clip. Steel inserted titanium frame lock. Ball bearing flipper. Yeah. We got an M390 blade, 2 7/8 inches in length, little slender spear. 3 15/16 handle. There's your lock engagement. Ball bearing action super smooth. Centering super perfect. Condition near mint to like new in box. Believe these are available for $2.15 web retail. Let's go $1.50 on this one. $1.80 with an TheApostleP edge. That's the MKM Flame. Next up, this is the Save Me From Myself. Well, there are several actually, but this one is really, really, really talking to me. It is a Microtech. It is an Ultratech Tanto Edge, orange handle, partially serrated, model 123-20R. So this would be a new profile Ultratech handle with the melted corners. Stunning orange hard ano on that 6061 T6 aluminum handle. Black pocket clip. Born January of 2020. Serial number is 158971. There's your blade. That's 3 3/8 inches of M390, two-tone finished, combo edge tanto. Medium button effort. 100% reliable, near mint to like new in box. They're out of stock. When this model was last available, it had a web price of $332. Your price on this one is stunning example. $290 like it is, $325 with my edge. Microtech 123-2 OR Ultratech Tanto. Next up, what's that? You say you live in California, but you really want an automatic knife, and you don't want it to cost a lot of money. Well, we got you. ProTech. Model 2905 Sprint Automatic. Black, hard anodized aluminum handle. There are some very faint trails. I'll see if I can get the camera to pick them up. Just very faint. Right hand tip up deep carry clip. The button lock auto. Whack! That little knife packs a punch. I've got an S35 VM blade 2 inches in length. 3 1/16 handle. Rock solid lockup. Centering, I'm calling it, I wrote very close, but right now it looks perfect. Okay. Whack! What a cool little knife. Let's see, these are out of stock. When they were available, they were $110 web retail. Now this has got, it's got some snail trails. Seemed like I saw a shiny spot somewhere. Right there. Little nick in the black coating. So yeah. We'll call it excellent in box. Handle trails and the nick noted. $85. Shipped, priority mail, $105 if you'd like it with an ApostleP edge. That's the Sprint Automatic from ProTech. Next up, we're going bold with ZT. We have the Sinkovich design 0450 CF. That box is wrong. So note wrong box. Here we go. There's your carbon fiber. There are your toxic green standoffs. There is your black tip up ambidextrous clip. A little bit of burnishing at the end of the clip. Black coated titanium frame lock. Steel inserted lock interface. Ball bearing flipper. No death lock. My fingers were on the lock bar there. This consignor liked his lube. S35 VM blade. 3 1/8 inches long. 4 13/16 handle. There's your lock engagement. Dead rock solid. Centering. Right down the middle. Condition near mint, wrong box, slight clip wear noted. Still available brand new for $228 web retail, or you just buy this one. $140. $165 if you'd like it with an ApostleP edge. It's a ZT0450 CF. Next up, got another one from ZT. Is it a real beast or is it going bold? I don't know. I do know that it is the R.J. Martin designed ZT0609. And if you've been looking for a deal on one of these, this is your knife. There is your beautifully milled and bronze anodized titanium handle. Ambidextrous tip up pocket clip. Steel inserted titanium frame lock. R.J. Martin hollow pivot. Ball bearing flipper. There you go. Kind of a harpoon drop point, maybe. And there's why it's going to be cheap. Merry Christmas 2018. And then he's selling it. I don't know. 20 CV blade, 3 3/8 inches long, 4 1/4 handle. Unbelievably nice in the hand. There's your lock engagement. It's rock solid. The ball bearing action is perfect. The centering is, I see it favoring the lock side just slightly. Oh, and there is, it's been touched up because there's a little chip, a little microchip, a nail catcher right there. Anyway, they are discontinued, out of stock. They're all doing over 200 bucks if they're nice. This one, 180, like it is. 210 with an ApostleP edge. That's the ZT0609. Next up, I've had several of these in the sale, and none of them have been this nice. It's a Benchmade in the old style slide-out box. The knife inside is the 527 BK-USA Mini Presidio. It is a first production knife, number 55 of 100. So this is that blue Norol GTX handled Mini Presidio USA Shooting Team Special Edition. And guys, this thing is pristine, except it's got one other thing going for it. Oh, look at the glint of the ApostleP edge on that baby. Black coated 440C, 3-inch blade, 4 1/8 handle, axis lock mechanism, rock solid lockup, free dropping blade, and perfect centering. I gotta say it's near mint in box because it's been sharpened, but it's way better than new with that edge. They're discontinued. They're out of stock. Your price, $150. $150, like it is. No need to sharpen. The Benchmade 527 BK-USA Mini Presidio TAP. Next up, save me from myself again. A black class Benchmade. A knife they never should have quit making. The Rift, the 950. This one, however, is a special one. It is the Rob's pick. It's the 950 BK-1801 Rift Limited Edition. And it's the coolest limited edition Rift ever. Look at that blue and black carbon fiber. I don't know if there's blue G10 in there or what exactly is going on, but that is some cool stuff. All black hardware, Parkerized split arrow clip as God intended, axis lock mechanism, that gorgeous Warren Osborne blade in S30V, number 550 of 800 in the limited edition. You got 3 5/8 inches of blade, 4 5/8 inches of handle. It does everything perfectly. It even centers up. The condition is near mint to like new, in box. Unobtainium, can't find one. A bargain at $250, and that is your price. $275 with my edge. The Benchmade 950 BK-1801 Rift Limited Edition. Just a side note. With that very high flat saber and super skinny grind on skinny material, the Rift is a slicing machine, and it is butter in the hand. Superb knife. Next up, another special Benchmade, another black class Benchmade. It's the 275 SFE-2 Adamas. If you guys know your Benchmade model numbers, you'll know that means not only does it have a tan Molly compatible belt pouch, it'll be OD green with a tan Cerakoted blade in CPM crew wear. This one wearing a combo edge. So you got your heavy axis lock mechanism, 3 13/16 inches of Shane Sibbert awesomeness blade, 5 inches of handle, rock solid lockup, free drop-in blade. Centering looks pretty doggone perfect to me. Near mint to like new in box. These are discontinued and out of stock. When they were available, they were $292. Benchmade map pricing at your favorite web retailer. This one can be yours for $200 like it is. $250 with an ApostleP edge. That's the Adamas in OD green and crew wear. Next up, more Benchmade. This one is the Benchmade of all Benchmades. One of the top 3 locking pocket knives of all time. First you have a Buck 110, then you have a 940 Osborne, and then you have a paramilitary too. Yeah, that is your podium. And here you go. Green, hard, anodized, 6061 T6 aluminum scales. Purple, anodized titanium backspacer. Parkerized Emerson style clip. Reverse Tonto blade in CPM S30V. 3 3/8 inches long, 4 7/16 handle. Axis lock, locks up dead rock solid. The blade drops. It flings. It centers. Yeah, near mint to like new in box. These have crept up to a web retail of $216 Benchmade map pricing. This one can be yours all in, shipped priority mail, $175 like it is, $200 with an ApostleP edge. Benchmade 940 Osborne. Next up, we got a bug out, boys. Yes, we do. So at first glance, this bug out just looks like a plain old 535 bug out. Blue synthetic handle, blue standoffs, S30V blade. Which is all you got right here, right? Yeah, A little bit of wear on the studs. The parkerized shorty deep carry clip. The awesome spear point. 3 3/16 inches, 4 3/16 handle, 1.7 ounces. Let's see. Lockup is perfect. Action is perfect. Centering, if not perfect, it's off by an amount so small my eye can't see it. But wait, there's more. From a company called DNA Lasering, we have these titanium scales. And it's hard to tell, but there is a Kraken and a pirate ship motif laser engraved and etched. How cool are those? You could study those for hours. These sell for $120 a pair. The current map pricing on a bug out is $162. So if you put this package together new, it would cost you $282. Or you can just buy this one. All in, $190 shipped priority mail, $215 with an ApostleP edge. That's the Benchmade 535 bug out plus custom scales. Next up, you'll get no box with this Benchmade, just a nylon pouch. It is the discontinued and out of stock but awesome Benchmade 1,000,001 volley with that gorgeous 3D machined G10 scale set, a parkerized split arrow clip. What's this I see? It is a safety on the spine. That means we must have a Benchmade axis assist mechanism. And we do! S30V blade, 3 3/16 inches in length, 4.5 handle, phosphor bronze washers and thumb studs, rock solid axis lockup, nice strong assist spring, and a blade that is, did I call it perfect? I did, but I think it's favoring the left today. It does that sometimes. These are discontinued and out of stock. When they were last available, they were $182 web retail. This one will be $130 all in, shipped priority mail, $155 with an ApostleP edge. Benchmade 1,000,001 volley. Next up, oh wow, sorry guys, knocking stuff over. This is the real save me from myself moment tonight. Oh guys, don't wait. Don't make me do it. It's a Spyderco in a pouch, so you know it's special. No barcode tag on this one. So I don't know the model number, but you guys can look it up. It's my favorite slicer of all Spydercos. It's a Chaparral. And it is in blue stepped titanium scales. Boy, if you thought you could look at those bug out scales for hours, just get a load of that. Oh. It's almost like you should run this with no clip and a slip. Oh. But you do have an ambidextrous tip-up deep carry wire clip, mid-lock mechanism, super skinny blade. I think those are 90 thousandths, maybe less. They might be 83. The blade stock, man. CTS XHP, 2 13/16 blade, 3 5/8 handle, rock solid lockup on the mid-lock mechanism, super smooth action, dead perfect centering, condition near mint to like new in pouch. The Sprint Run knife long out of stock. Sold listings on eBay, look it up, between $478 and $592. Your price on this one, $350. $375 with my edge. Don't wait, or it'll be in my safe. Next up, I don't think I've ever seen one of these. It's a Spyderco, and it's from the Salt series, the C89 SYL Atlantic Salt. So somebody explain this to me, because I don't know. So yeah, it's got the old FRN Spyderco scale, as most of these old H1 salts have, with that interesting reversible tip-up clip. What's the slot for? I don't know. The clip partially obscures it, but it goes through both sides. Anyhow, kind of cool. You got an H1 blade, and this isn't stainless, this is stain proof, right? A little oil going on. Full spider edge sheep's foot, 3 11/16 blade, 4 9/16 handle. It is an ergonomic dream. Rock solid lockup. Nice action. It is centered. Condition will be near mint in box. These are discontinued, not out of stock. But our favorite knife website, who likes to buy out of stock Spydercos and then mark them the heck up, Country Knives, has this knife in stock for $160 today. And you'll probably all want to run over there and put it in your cart and hope you get it. Or just buy this one for $75, all in, shipped, priority mail. No need to sharpen. Spyderco Atlantic Salt. That brings us to the last of 45 items in tonight's sale. It's another Spyderco. And it's in the wrong box, but it is a Pacer. The Pacer from Spyderco. Pretty interesting knife. It is scaled in G10, but it's layered, like in Desert Tan and Flat Dark Earth, and then a beautiful milled checker pattern. Nice little football flat for the clip to rest on. So yeah, it's going to be an ambidextrous deep carry wire clip. Stainless steel liner lock mechanism. The blade, very Persian, from Taichung, CTS XHP, with that super high flat grind, that distal taper. You think that's much of a skinny slicer? You think you could probably process an animal with that? I think you could. 4 inches of XHP, 5 3/16 inches of that G10 handle. Hand filling, to say the least. There's your lock engagement. It is rock solid. Centering, perfect. Action, silky smooth phosphor bronze. Oh, by the way, that XHP is wearing a glinty edge by TheApostleP Knife Service, and it is a razor. So these are discontinued and out of stock. When they were available, they were $234 web retail. This one in the wrong box, but wearing an ApostleP Edge, $195 all in, priority mail, and no need to sharpen. The Spyderco Pacer TAP with an ApostleP Edge. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of another weekly knife sale on the ApostleP channel. Hope you enjoyed it. I sure did. Grace to you and peace, my friends, from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember, the word is sharp. Now commence to clicking. Talk to you soon.